welcome to the Global Challenges Foundation. I'm Waldemar Ingdahl, Communications Officer at the Foundation. And for the next part of our series of our stakeholders, I have a distinguished guest here, namely Richard Ponzio, Director of the Global Governance, Justice and Security Program and a Senior Fellow at the Stimson Center. Richard, thank you for joining us. Please describe the Stimson Center and the activities you do. What are your scopes? What are your goals to achieve in policy?
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be part of this conversation. The Stimson Center has been around since 1989, working on issues of global security, justice, and prosperity. And indeed, my program, founded in 2016, builds on all three of those issues, but it comes off a commission report in 2015 with Madeleine Albright and Ibrahim Gabari, who led our commission on global security, justice, and governance. We looked at different ways to strengthen and innovate the United Nations and other institutions of global governance to work on critical challenges of our time: fragile and conflict-affected states, climate governance, and what we term the hyper-connected global economy. Our work in recent years has centered around a series of global policy dialogues, many of them undertaken with the Global Challenges Foundation, a culminating Global Governance Forum at the time of the 75th anniversary of the UN 1 year ago. And what we're eager to do is see in the actual intergovernmental policy space many of the ideas that we've been generating through our program taken forward. And now we have this unique opportunity with a 2023 summit that the Secretary General of the UN, Antonio Guterres, has recently called for in his Our Common Agenda. And I'm hoping in the years ahead, our work at the Stimson Center with a range of partners through the Global Challenges Foundation's New Shape community, as you could call it, but as well as our new Global Governance Innovation Network. This is where our work is going to be focused. And we're very much looking forward to partnering, continuing our partnership with the Global Challenges Foundation in taking some of these ideas forward.
What made you seek out the partnership with the Global Challenges Foundation? Where did you see you could do a good work in partnering up with the foundation?
My personal interactions with the Global Challenges Foundation began in, May of 2018, the culmination of the New Shape Prize exercise and the first ever New Shape Forum. There have been subsequent New Shape Forums that I've participated in, but it really was that pivotal meeting in early 2018 where the connections that were made among a range of partners that the Global Challenges Foundation brought together led to some really exciting new initiatives. Chief among them is perhaps the Together First initiative, which is a campaign of especially, I'd say, mid-career and younger generation thinkers and activists and policy practitioners working on issues of global governance transformation, trying to make our system of governance at the global level more just, inclusive, and sustainable. From that body of work came a climate governance commission, which is, of course, spearheaded by the Global Challenges Foundation, but something we've been actively supporting. And it also has its origins in one of the concrete activities that we've collaborated with the Global Challenges Foundation in recent years, a global policy dialogue on climate governance issues. We've done, I think, at least 3 other major global policy dialogues cutting across various other issues, global economic issues, global security issues, with the Global Challenges Foundation in recent years. All of these, what we call GPDs, global policy dialogues, culminated in a rather large, in some ways unprecedented event in September of 2020, the UN 75 Global Governance Forum. And it had both an innovation track, which really is at the heart of the Global Challenges Foundation's work with the Stimson Center, generating ideas, but getting ideas that can be at least seriously discussed, if not adopted by member states, by policymakers over just the next few years. And that's why, as I referred to earlier, the 2023 summit, it's a real opportunity to get a lot of these ideas to finally reach their climax in being seriously vetted, discussed, and then adopted and implemented by the international community. And many of, the target is upgrading, modernizing the UN system. At the same time, our meeting a year ago dealt with partnerships, very practical, multi-stakeholder partnerships between the business community, civil society, and of course, the UN and governments. And many of those ideas are actually being undertaken as a result of the forum that we convened together last year. So there's been a lot of work that we've achieved together just in the last few short years. And I hope it's a good foundation for going forward, especially in light of the Secretary General's call for this 2023 Summit of the Future in September 2023 at the time of the UN General Assembly high-level meeting.
In brief, for the future, do you see a particular piece of policy or work that you see could be developed further into the future and even get adopted as policy?
There are a number of ideas that we've been advocating through our work in our interactions with the Global Challenges Foundation. One of my favorite is called the G20 Plus. It's getting these most powerful 19 countries plus the European Union to interact more closely on global economic decision-making with the rest of the UN membership, the 174 countries that are not represented in the G20. And in fact, the Secretary General highlights a similar idea. He sees it interacting between the G20 and the Economic and Social Council of the UN, working, of course, with the Secretariat of the UN and the heads of the international financial institutions. These ideas, I think, will come to fruition again over the next 2 years in the run-up to this September 2023 summit. But ideas such as repurposing the Trusteeship Council of the UN, one of the major organs, to focus on the global commons, oceans, Antarctica, even outer space. These issues are closely linked to the environment, therefore closely linked to the work that we've been doing with the Global Challenges Foundation on the Climate Governance Commission. There are many, many other ideas coming out of the Climate Governance Commission dealing with the Security Council, the Peace Building Commission, so security actors that can contribute to climate action, climate adaptation and mitigation issues, the role of the WTO and the international financial institutions. I think these are the critical issues of our time. They link to pandemic response, the issue on everybody's mind at this moment, but we're going to hopefully in 2022 and certainly beyond be thinking about broader recovery and especially a green recovery coming out of this horrific pandemic of the last 18 months. And so these issues really twinned with this 2023 summit, I think are critical importance with our support to the Climate Governance Commission. I really hope that the big three vehicles for taking forward many of the ideas we've been generating are this 2023 summit I've referred to several times, but also what's coming out of the COP26 meeting coming up in Glasgow, as well as in the city of Stockholm, where the GCF is based, the Stockholm Plus 50 meeting in June of next year.